Hello, everybody. Proxy Table Gaming, PTG. I am Hyper G. Lucky Six is
Auf,
there.
auf Wiedersehen.
Ah, yes, pet. Um, yeah. So part two of the
Yes.
Ninth Age weekend with Ryan from Goblin's Grotto, Yeovil boy through and through, and he'd just come out of. I won't spoil it, but a pretty close encounter. In case
Yeah,
you're
good
watching these in
game.
the wrong order, you know.
A very good game, yeah, that we had.
Yeah, yeah. And as he was bringing his models back onto the table, I said, "Hold right there, Sonny Jim. I've got my
You're not
Saurian
going
ancients
anywhere.
here." Yeah. And apparently, I still love the Saurians just a little bit. And as you were, taking a fun highborn elf list, if such a thing exists, I doubt it personally.
Yeah, right.
Then I'd bring out the old Saurians. The love is still there, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't completely abandoned them. And I decided to play something I've never really played before in the Ninth Age. Although if you're also watching the Old World reports, you might have seen that I went with a Carnosaur in that one.
Yes. Yeah,
Um, with the lizard men. Totally different game, totally different army, you know. But yeah, I decided to play with an Alpha Carnosaur for a
yeah.
change.
Yeah.
Never taken an Alpha Carnosaur with Saurian Ancients in Ninth Age. Technically, I am proxying because obviously my model is a Stygiosaur. But you know, I'd like to proxy, don't you know? And so why not? So yeah, he is rocking paired weapons, supernatural dexterity, very quick, like that. Starfall Lodestone, which is the gives him hard target, and I think it's flaming protection. I can't remember the other bit, possibly. Obsidian Rock for magic resistance. It's all good. Then I've got a Raptor Cowboy Tegu Veteran to back him up as well. This is my no Anorak list,
Yes.
effectively. So there is no magic within this character selection. Um, Cowboy fella has got head weapon touch of greatness. I love that combo. That seems to be what I put on my characters. Head weapon
Yep.
touch of greatness. I know it only really gets you up to about strength six, and sometimes characters need to be a bit more. But I find the extra attack from the paired weapon
There's
with strength six
a
works
surprising
for me.
amount of characters that aren't strength 5 basic.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
true,
like,
true,
yeah, yeah.
indeed. Yeah, maybe they have to work a little bit harder to get to strength six, different ways. Light armor, vital essence gives him an extra wound and four up fortitude, which is very cool. Rod of battle. I don't think I'll ever include a list without Rod of battle, especially one without an honor because you need a few spells here and there.
You do.
And a potion of swiftness. So both my characters are pretty quick off the mark with quite a lot of attacks, which I like to do. Two skink veterans. They're mainly chaff. One of them is chameleon, hard target, paired weapons just to differentiate, really, but nothing too different. I really like the cheap chaff skink, really. Like
Yeah.
to jump out of a unit, you think you're going to give away your chaff, and you're not. You're giving away the character before you give away the chaff.
Yeah.
If the unit can stay alive to the onslaught of range damage, anyway, that's what I like to do. I've gone with two units of Tegu Warriors because originally I have been playing the blocky lists with Saurians. I decided to split them up, really, and not go with the Thyroscutus thing going in with them. It's different blocks. The idea being they're both spears. They rock a surprising amount of attacks, the small units, because of
Yeah,
the
really
two
good.
attacks in the front. And they can just do a job. One of them's got the Banner of Speed to get moving, with the Enclave Wizard for Awaken the Beast. The other one's got the Obelisk of Collaboration, which gives them Pack Hunter, which is quite cool because it means if they get a double charge or whatnot, they get to re-roll their charge. And that combines well with the 12 Raptor Riders who've got that inherently. And they're the
Yes.
Corriostones, so they're the BSB. I love the idea of a big unit of Raptor Riders. I haven't had a lot of success with it, but I've got the models and I think they look pretty cool on the
Yeah,
table.
exactly.
So, yeah. Skink Hunters to round out core. They've also got one of them the Enclave for what's this, the Druidism spell, the one that no one ever really uses, the one that
Healing
reduces.
Waters. No.
No, it's the one that reduces weapon skill. offensive skill and defensive skill. I can't remember what it's called, but I don't think I cast it, so don't worry.
Okay.
For Rampant Riders, I can't go far without my Rampant Riders. I just love them so much.
Yeah.
They let me down time and time again, but I love
Yeah.
them. So, you
But
know.
you're not used to it. But...
Yeah, exactly. It's not even a disappointment. Yeah, Tentacle Mystics, another unit that I love. I really like that unit. They've got a champion
I like
for an
that
extra
as well.
couple of spells. Really cool, really versatile. Do
Yeah,
everything.
I think they're good.
Yeah, tried out 2 Weapon Beast Salamanders. I've not played that in ninth age for a long while. Tell you what, breath weapon every turn. Look out for that, boys and
Yeah.
girls. Look out for that. A couple of one Chameleon unit, and then a Taurosaur with Calm Wisdom for an extra spell. So I'm actually rocking about 5 or 6 spells,
Yeah.
considering no Anorak. So not too shabby. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. And yeah, Ryan playing the list that he played against you. So check out that summary of the army list in that one, which I know you've already watched, folks. Anyway,
Obs.
but effectively it's a Minotaur list. Two units of Minotaurs, one with BSB. Well, no, technically you can put the characters wherever he likes. BSB and a general Minotaur, Soothsayer and Radiant Chariot. You've got a Razorgore Chariot as well. 2 lots of Gargoyles, Gortak, and 2 Radiant Chariots with a Wildhorn Herd ambushing on. And I have no idea why I said it all in that order because it's not written like that on the screen. But
Not
that
at
is
all.
what he's got. So
But I guess if you're looking from the Beast Herd point of view, in the last game he did split them up, and in this one, as you'll see, he didn't. So there's 2 different ways of doing it. So if you're interested in both, go and check out both videos as well. But you played Refused Flank and Hold the Centre.
We did, and we completely forgot to mark the centre. Whether that was a conscious decision or otherwise, but it was Hold the Centre. So yeah, it was easy enough to play from there. And funnily enough, one of the reasons we possibly didn't mark the centre is because Ryan's going from left to right. He's got his scoring Minotaurs on that left side, looking at it from here, with a Razorgore Chariot in between. Like Lucky Six's said, the General and the BSB were both in the rightmost of those 2 units. You can see the big flag, the blue flag, which is awesome models as always, Ryan.
Yeah,
we don't get a chance to say it enough, really. It's amazing. Then he's got Soothsayer on the right of the big character-heavy Minotaur block. He's got the the Raiding Chariots and a unit of Gargoyles behind them. I have Toad Rage marked them for the Ramphadons to head their way. Then he's got the Gortak hiding behind the building, so to speak. Another unit of Gargoyles, and then Raiding Chariots about to move forward, because I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm definitely sure, Ryan gets turn 1. But as for me, before you click, I was trying to get in quick, and I just failed. Skink Hunters on the left, I've got one of the Skink Heroes, one of the Skink Chiefs. Then I've got Carnosaur holding that flank, because I want to see what he can do. Then another unit of Skink Hunters with the character, unit of Tegu Warriors behind, then the Tegu Warriors with the Enclave Wizard in the center, Salamanders in front, the Raptor Rider in front of them. Taurosaur with Carved Wisdom is looking to, I can't remember what spell he took, we might find that out in a minute. Tegu Mystics are holding the back line. That's because they know that there's a Wildhorn unit coming on behind them, and they're very mobile with their light troops. So I figure that they can hold that back. Ramphadons out front and center, ready to see if they get an opportunity to vanguard and move into the behind the lines. Ryan's too good for that, FYI. Then I've got the Raptor Riders with the Chameleons on the right. I decided not to scout the Chameleons because it just wasn't a good place for them. So they stuck with me, basically. And yeah, on come the Mino buses. They're not hanging around. I checked with Ryan when he moved so aggressively. I literally got my tape measure out. It's like that Carnosaur charge is pretty unfailable.
No respect.
Didn't phase him whatsoever.
Just
so that was
absolutely.
The power gaming that I was trying to do. Are you sure you want to move that close?
He took off his top.
He was
and what?
Very sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Literally used every inch that he had available to him right there.
Easy.
And he moved his models. So there you go. He's coming forward. The only one that's slightly held back, I guess, was the Gortak, not moving out too far from behind the hill, to behind the building. But yeah, there's that. He's coming for me. He's coming for me good. Swarm of insects takes out a few of the skink hunters, which is fine. I mean, it's actually wounding them on 5s, which is horrible.
Yeah.
But you know, and yeah, I took the charge from the Carnosaur on the unit that didn't have the characters because that makes sense. I think it was pretty much the same distance, maybe 1 more inch before. Yeah, Carnosaur wants a chomping, and if the Minotaurs are coming at me, I'll come at them. Yeah, so I got into that. He has got gnarled hide token off on them, so they are distracting. But I figure that's okay. Go up and chaff this other unit of Minotaurs. You can see his characters are both in there. So I'm just glad that hunter unit is alive, so I can chaff the Minotaurs. And the Raptor moves up quite aggressively as well. I like his build too. He's quite resilient. So I wasn't too worried about
6
that
as well. What was it? 5 attacks? 6 attacks?
5 attacks. 6 attacks. Strength 5, strength 6. Yeah, not bad. And a 4-up fortitude with 2-up armor save. So he's pretty good.
Yeah, decent.
I like him. Yeah. These guys just shuffle forward. I think I'll move the hunters in the back slightly inward to cover the gap for later chaffing. But otherwise, the line is held pretty much. Yeah.
You move your Ramphos back.
I do. I vanguarded them back, actually. I could have just vanguarded and moved, but I actually vanguarded them back. I didn't see a good path to get to the unit that I had put the toad on. So I basically just didn't want to block my Raptor riders from having a charge.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were in the way at the minute. Take your time, Ramphons. Take your time. Yeah, all good. Fate's Judgment does 3 wounds to the Gortak, which is amazing. That's the one that was on the Carved Wisdom on the Taurus.
Yeah.
So that just shows you, like Carved Wisdom does get you a few spells that you normally wouldn't have. Well, I suppose you can have access to with an Anorak with Divination, but if you aren't playing an Anorak, Carved Wisdom gives you a lot of scope for different spells.
A bound spell.
Yeah. So you can only do the little version. So I maxed out on this. Yeah. So awesome. The Carnosaur kills a Minotaur and a few extra wounds on top. It is multiple wounds against them, so it enjoyed itself. And ran after them, didn't chase them down, unfortunately. So we'll have to do a bit more. And in counter, he declares charge with his Razor Gore chariot into the skink hunters, which I kind of messed up a bit, really, because I forgot that it had the movement to do it. Yeah. I really should have gone a bit better with my skink hunters. It wasn't a hard charge for him at all, and he had a reroll from down the hill. It was, like I said, pretty much an unfailable charge, so I just didn't see it. I don't know if that was ring rust or whatnot, but sure. I didn't see that charge for the skink hunters, so I will lose that unit, which is a bit poor play on my part. His big Mino bust with the characters, charge into the other hunters, and his Soothsayer charge into my Cowboy, which is great. I'm very intrigued to see what happens there. Although the Soothsayer on the Chariot has actually got access to Shamanism, first of all, so I could be wounding on 5s. But also he's got a weapon, I think.
It's the Shaman pole.
Yeah.
It's not called that, yeah.
Brave
he's actually
Shaman.
quite fighty, especially as he's charged as well. So
yeah. So I was intrigued by that one. He has impact hits as well, like you say.
He gets Awaken the Beast off, I think.
Oh, he got Awaken the Beast on his guy, of course, yeah. And that also triggers Scarification. So I think he was Awaken the Beast strength on his model. So yeah, even more fighty. And with the impact hits, that's amazing. And that's the result. He charges, and goes through my Cowboy. So all me talking about him being a beefy boy, and I took 2 wounds. Fortunately, purely luck on my part, I'd left a flee path that was able for him to get back and sort of reset himself if he can rally. Didn't lose any wounds going through, or didn't panic off my Tegu warriors as well, because they're using everyone else's leadership or whatnot. But that's all wake up call. The skink hunters die horribly, losing me a skink chief as well, which is my bad play. I'm not really sure how I could have got them out based in where Ryan had gone.
Yeah,
but it was a bit sloppy on my part. So Over into my turn, I declare a charge with the Tegu Warriors on the Soothsayer, and he flees, but it's not really fleeing from them that he's actually bothered about. It's the Taurosaur charging on the flank that he is more bothered about. I also declare a double charge using Pack Hunter. I charge the Chameleons in purely to trigger Pack Hunter on the Raptor Riders. So basically, the Raptor Riders get a re-roll to their charge if they're part of a combined charge. So I do not want to make it with the Chameleons.
Yeah.
If the Chameleons make it, then that's the problem. But it was a really long charge, and they could just about declare it legally. So there's that. Ryan got really unlucky with his Soothsayer. Only really stumbled a tiny distance away. So the first distance from the Tegu took him halfway, and then the distance from the Taurosaur was nothing. And the Taurosaur just charges and gets the Soothsayer for free. That's a massive thing this stage of the battle. Losing your level 4 Wizard Master, not level 4, Wizard Master, Shamanism, really early doors. And now, of course, he's got a Taurosaur, a rampaging Taurosaur in the flank of his proper minor unit. So, really unlucky for Ryan there. But the Raptor Riders do not complete the charge, even though it was a re-roll. It was a little way, but obviously, if you get a chance to nullify impact hits, you probably need to take it, especially with a re-roll. I think it might have been an 11. I might have needed an 11. So obviously, it was a very ambitious charge, but with the re-roll, you never know. And so Stride. I didn't get it. Chomp Chomp, kill some gargoyles with my Alpha Carnosaur. Really, really nice. He likes that. And I think, so in Ryan's turn 2, these Wild Horns had popped up behind. And on a rare moment of clarity, I was ready for them because I had Ramphadons and Tegu Mystics ready to go. Also turned my Salamanders around because they couldn't get in range of any shooting yet. So they're the backup. I mean, there is a chance that if he goes through my Tegu Mystics, he overruns into the Salamanders, and I'm in a bit of bother there. But I had to show faith in my Mystics. They've got 5 pages, and they are obviously Resilience 4. So I quite like their chances. Plus, I think I was using my Veil tokens to give them paired weapons as well. So they actually have 3 attacks each, which is really cool. So I was ready for that.
Your character rallies?
My character rallies, yep, absolutely. So I've got my cowboy back, and he can do what he wants to do. That Razor Gore, it's obviously on my top right of the picture, is still something I need to keep an eye out for as well.
Just showing the picture again, but
probably just another version of that picture. Gargoyles are finished off, so that's good. Carnosaur's free. I, in a display of absolute disrespect, once again, for Ryan, I give a flank to these rallied Minotaurs, thinking they won't fancy round 2 against a multiple wound Carnosaur. They did. They came back in for more against the Carnosaur. So not only have I got to chew through them again, but they're in my flank. So I do need to make sure my dice don't abandon me there. Elsewhere, and in other random news, this is just for Lucky Sixes, but we're recording, what can you do? I found the missing Chameleon Skink. He was in the boot of my car. So the goblin you see in the front rank there. It's all good. We found the Chameleon Skink. He was hiding in my car boot. It's all good. Yeah, but back to the battle. He does get the charge off with the raiding chariots, and that's going to be a problem for impact hits on my Raptor Riders, or at least, I mean, I'm 2 up armor, so if he can not do too many impact hits, then I think I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And he also charges the Wild Horns into my Mystics as planned. You can see I've moved the Ramphadons behind them now. So I've got a lot of bodies on that side, even if it doesn't go very really well. But this does go well, because not only does the impact hits not do too much wounds, I think he only did about 2, possibly all 4 of them was the impact.
Yeah, just like 4 wounds,
Yeah. I mean, that's not bad. But the fact is, I win the combat. I chase after and I kill him. So what a pillow fight that was on behalf of the raiding chariots. Not pillow fight. I mean, bounce is what the words I'm looking for.
Speaking of bouncing,
these guys bounce as well. I don't even lose a Tegu Mystic.
That's crazy.
He basically just couldn't wound me. He was strength 3. He's sword and board. Is he strength 3 or is he strength 4? Actually,
3 unless he pops his. Unless he's got banner
he didn't have it. Didn't have it. Yeah. Didn't have it. Yeah. So yeah, he just couldn't wound me. So yeah, they literally will be gone because that's my turn next for the Ramphilon. So yeah, really, really good. These Minotaurs do a number on the Carnosaur. They actually do 4 wounds to it. So with impact hits, I probably should have given them a bit more respect. But nonetheless, the Carnosaur can chew back through, obviously with the multiple wounds. What does the Blooded Horn token do? Is that the extra attacks?
Extra attack and an AP2.
There you go. Yeah, so it was reducing my
pretty
armor
good.
to 5 up. Yeah, that was pretty good. And it caused a lot of blood to come out of my Carnosaur.
Yeah.
This is just the overrun with the Raptor Riders, or the chasing down, rather, not an overrun. Ramphilons caused the Wildhorns to run off the board. So I think I played that brilliantly in that corner.
Absolutely. Trap set. Trap.
Yeah.
Trap complete.
Succeeded. Exactly. I think Ryan wasn't really sure what to do with the Razor Gore Chariot. It didn't fail a charge, but he sort of like wanted it to keep the cowboy busy.
Okay.
And absolutely, he did keep the cowboy busy. Just about, I could get my Tegu Mystics in as well. So I was happy enough to go for that charge and get rid of the Razor Gore Chariot, really.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I think the Razor Gore Chariot took some wounds from magic as well. Actually, that was what the 4 indicated. So he wasn't expecting it to do well against the. It was a case of better to chaff the cowboy than die on the charge, really.
Sure.
The Taurosaur charged into the flank of this Minotaur unit. I think in some ways Ryan was hopeful that I would be scared off by the fact that there was. I think his BSB was on that side, and his BSB had a great weapon. So I think the BSB is strength 7, which is obviously quite scary for a Taurosaur. But a bit like in your game, really, I played it fairly loose and didn't worry too much about that. It was just like, impact hits, Taurosaur, blank, do it. I'd had good success so far, so I was feeling lucky. His gargoyles have moved up into the middle. This is the rest of my turn movement. I just move everything forward. The Raptors come and stand on the center because it is hold the center. And Ryan his scoring units. Well, one of them has fled off my backfield. The other 2 are the Minotaurs, which are very far away from the center. So all I really need to do is have the Raptors stand on it for 1 turn. And the Gortak is facing the Taurosaur. So I will win the objective 1-0 unless something vastly goes wrong. And he heads back towards the center.
The other unit of... I don't think we've got a picture of it. The other unit of Tegu Warriors. What happened to them?
Oh, that's why his Minotaurs gave a flank to the Taurosaur. Good point. Yeah. So that's why, yes, because the Minotaurs with his characters have pretty much stayed there for a couple of turns, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's because I fled with the Tegu Warriors that were in front.
Right.
And that meant that the Minotaurs only shuffled forward because I fled off the board. I gave him the points.
Okay.
And that meant that the Taurosaur was able to charge the flank. I did wonder that when I charged the flank, actually. How is it that he hasn't just turned around to face me? It's because I gave up a unit of Tegu in order to complete that charge. So yes, that's why I'm a unit down as well. Worthy sacrifice, to be honest.
Of course.
Breath weapon, salamanders. Bye gargoyles. That's just roasted gargoyle. That is right there. Love it. And yeah, the Taurosaur just amazing. Impact hits wise, did a few wounds. I think I did kill. What's that? That's 8 wounds. I think it was to the Minotaur unit. I can't tell from this picture whether I took a few wounds on the Taurosaur. I may have done.
I think you did.
Yeah, I think I did. But yeah, I didn't manage to run them down. So again, Minotaurs are getting out of the way. But the Carnosaur takes another 1 wound. I think another 1 wound. He's only got 1 wound remaining and finishes off the last Minotaur. There was a very scary moment where I think Ryan had a chance to kill the Carnosaur, and I had 1 roll of the dice, and if he rolled a 5, it would have been killed Carnosaur. and didn't quite manage it. And then the Carnosaur chomped him back or something like that. But yeah. These guys finish off the Razor Chariot, so that's going well too. Nice. I believe that this was a picture of the Gortak failing charge in the back of the Taurosaur at some point, because it had come out to play finally, having most of the battle stayed away because of taking a few wounds early doors.
But he rallies with his characters.
Rallies with his characters and his Minotaurs. You can see I have got wounds on the Taurosaur. That's from the fight with the BSB the first time round. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a bit more effort to kill the Minotaurs, which is fair enough. Ryan was a bit unlucky to play with them, to be honest, because they were steadfast. So,
sure. Yeah.
Steadfast rerollable 9, I think it was. Or it would have been 8. No, fearless. It would have been 9. Yeah. I make the most of the Gortak failing the charge into the back of the Taurosaur and the charge with the Raptor Riders. I think I've gained the hold the center point at this point. And yeah, make that charge, and there's a juicy overrun into the raiding chariots. You can see how many wounds I've taken on all my stuff, and so I decide that rather than setting up any kind of effort to kill the Minotaurs, I just need to ignore them and kill everything else. So I move the Taurosaur out of their line of sight. I put the Cowboy in front to block. I do take one for the team, and the Carnosaur runs as far away from them as he can, because he's only got 1 wound as well. I've got 1 wound on both of them. So yeah, they need to just be happy with what they've done on this battle. So they both had good battles. That just shows the situation over here. The chameleons are moving around, but they've done their job, or lack of job. Yeah, that's just where we are. Ramflon's moving forward as well. I'm just moving up. Yeah. I salamander breath weapon again and destroy a whole chariot, and he panics from that. Maybe it's the same ones that were panicking left, right, and center with you.
Yeah,
just the panicky chariots. And yeah, does a good job, and I'm liking that salamander breath weapon. Really useful, really useful. And the Gortak goes down, but takes off a number of Raptor Riders on the way through.
Does,
yeah. But because I'd wounded it so much prior to that, and I was strength 5 on the charge, took it down, thankfully. I brought a battle off as well to help, which is really fun.
Really good.
And I believe that this is, if not the last picture, it's one of the last pictures, because there was a little bit more of a story to tell. Because funnily enough, I mean, funny for me, a bit woeful for Ryan, really, that Cowboy won the first round of combat against his general.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, and actually made Ryan test with his Minotaurs. And that combat went on a second turn into my next turn, and by that time I'd moved away even further or whatnot. So yeah, that Cowboy took a long time to die, and that meant that I had plenty of time left to get everything else on the board.
Get away from them, yeah.
So yeah. So it was escape was put in motion, and yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. I mean, Ryan had a good laugh with it as well, because things weren't going well for him. Like charging into the Raptor Riders, not killing them and then dying, charging the Gore into the Mystics
on the same turn,
bouncing, charging the flank of the Carnosaur and doing all but 1 wound.
Because we would have been steadfast with the Gore as well, wouldn't he?
Exactly, yeah.
So a lot of steadfast fails there.
Exactly, there was a whole load of stuff that wasn't going his way. I mean, even the Gortak taking max wound from a little Fate's Judgment. Everything was rolling Hyper G in this one. But in some ways, I might have needed that with Saurians, having felt a little bit jaded with them towards the end of last year. So I appreciate, Ryan, you rolling terribly. It made me feel good about Saurians again. So yeah. And a few tweaks to my Saurian setup might make me pursue this Alpha Carnosaur idea.
Yeah, I really like the Alpha. So, go double Alpha. Go all in.
I'm not sure you can, but yeah, why not? But I could get a mini Carnosaur as well. But yeah, that is an option. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the battle. Really enjoyed it. So thank you, Ryan. Ryan actually took the pictures for this one as well, which is why the pictures are all from Beast Herd's perspective. because my phone was losing battery rapidly. So I really appreciate him doing that too. Yeah, and I got the objective because it was just a very uncontested centre. But I got it nonetheless, and come out a 16-4 victory for the Saurians. So yeah, really, really good fun. But yeah, Ryan definitely brought the fight on, and the Saurians came back and said, "Yeah, we'll have a fight." Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, we had rounded off a very good weekend of Ninth Age for us, and really it came at a good time because now obviously we're heavily into July, and the big focus of Ninth Age is now what happens next. 3.0, baby.
0.0. I didn't know how to do the 0.0.
Yeah.
I didn't know hand.
But yeah, so obviously like, share, subscribe, and comment on this one, but also I guess what you're looking forward to. We're gonna try and scrabble together a few videos and stuff, so hopefully will come out as soon as possible. But our big focus is 3.0 now. So as well as stuff about this battle, comment on what you want to see moving forward, bat reps, whether it's rules, videos, and things like that.
I think with 3.0, we're going to be very much doing battle reports that like explain things a little bit more as well.
Yeah,
because we're going to need to work it out ourselves as we play the battles.
We are new system.
I mean, it's been a long time since we've had anything like that in the Ninth Age sphere. So exciting times. And just as I get a Saurian win, it's all changed.
That's it. So so we'll be looking at that. I might even be doing some smaller point battles to start off with, just to get the rules, focus on that. But like I said, we will get them out ASAP, and our next focus is 3.0. Get excited, folks, because it is coming.
I'm excited. Yeah, we will see you very soon for those battles and content to come.
Exactly. See you later.
Get your feet so back, relax with Proxy.